Come see the racism inherent in the, what's this, OXO Good Grips pop containers. Hey everybody, I'm Steve Green with Bill Whittle and Scott Ott, and this is Right Angle, brought to you by the members at BillWhittle.com. Gentlemen, it has come to my attention, courtesy of Dr. Jenna Drenton, an associate professor of marketing at Loyola University, that your wife or girlfriend's super organized pantry is almost certainly racist and probably sexist as well. So, we've got all that going.
Good Lord.
Yes, indeed.
I had no idea.
She wrote this piece for The Conversation, and she's got a doctor in her name, so this is very serious stuff. As someone who studies digital consumer culture, something you need a doctorate for, I've noticed an uptick in glamorized, stylized, and fully stocked pantries on TikTok and Instagram, giving rise to a content genre I dub pantry porn. Oh, I can't say that. We'll probably get demonetized. And she wants to know, how did the perfectly organized pantry become so ubiquitous in the digital age, and what does it say about the expectations of being a good homemaker? See, apparently, this is mostly white women doing this, who super organize their pantries using things like, and I have to admit, I'm not even a white woman, and I bought a dozen of these things, OXO Good Grips, storage bins for your pantry, and I got them for my family because, have you seen what boy children do to cereal boxes? They trash. So I got enough for all their various cereals that it all looks very nice and clean. So apparently,
I have to interrupt you, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm deeply concerned that if you continue down this path, you're going to reveal the contents of our last patriarchy meeting, and we all know that those are absolutely top secret. I don't want you wandering into where did this new form of misogyny come from? You could just be guarded with your language. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's an excellent point, Bill. Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Steve, you're saying you're putting the breakfast cereal in plastic containers. Are you giving your boys like the continental breakfast at the Holiday Inn Express? Is that how do they have the little crank that comes out, makes the cereal come out?
Well, there's no crank, but there are these things that are about the size of a cereal box, and they've got a little pop lid that it's airtight until you pop the lid open, and then you can pour the cereal out into the bowl, and it prevents.
Sounds a little precious to me.
Well, my pantry used to be covered in Fruity Pebbles, and I just
there's no shame in that.
I couldn't do it anymore. So, Bill, let me go to you first, since you mentioned the patriarchy here.
The P word.
The complaint is, I guess, that women are oppressing other women by displaying their perfectly organized pantries on TikTok and Instagram. As a man, and as a fully accredited member of the patriarchy, isn't it nice to be able to sit back and take a break and let the women oppress the women for a change?
Well, it's just the latest in our new, Keep 'em Down 23 action plan. Pantry shaming is one of the things that I've been lobbying for hardest, really, for quite a long time, because, as you say, Steve, it's pretty much a remote control operation. Once you set the idea of pantry shaming into action, then the women just enforce this on each other. And they'll toss a couple of remarks off about the patriarchy and white supremacy. It's, obviously, we can't really talk about the racist undertones that we built into the pantry shaming, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. When you hear people like this talking about something like this, I'm always reminded of either astronomers or physicists who make the announcement of some new particle or something, It's like, what? Yes, we've just discovered a brand new particle, or we've discovered a galaxy that seems to have, a very strange sort of redshift. It's like, which brand new scientific discovery. We didn't know that before. Yesterday we didn't know it. Now we did. We just found it out. So this idea of pantry envy is a new particle that needed to be discovered by a scientist with a PhD. It takes somebody with that kind of an educational background to be able to sift into the granularity of day-to-day life and discover a new form of oppression. It's really quite remarkable. Now, I don't know if they're going to win the Nobel Prize for this, but I think certainly they're going to be nominated, and I can't wait to see the paper.
Indeed, I look forward to reading that fully, including all the footnotes. You're not serious about this kind of thing unless you read the footnotes. Scott, I promised you racism, and I'm gonna deliver on the racism. According to Drenton, maintaining a clean, organized home equates to sexist and racist behavior because most women who post pantry porn are white women. And isn't everything white people do racist because they're white?
Well, I think it's despicable what these pantry hoes are doing. And I think the idea of organization as oppression is ingenious. I mean, this is just the greatest thing ever, because then it turns sloppiness and disorganization into a virtue that has some sort of cultural moorings, so that you have to cling to it if you're not a white woman. Therefore, you don't want to be caught, appearing to ape the white women or emulate them. So you must keep your pantry in disarray so that you can't find the ingredients the next time you're trying to create something. Now, I would challenge this whole premise, though, that it's the women's fault, because who is driving the women psychologically to organize their pantries? Is it not the same people who advertise those constraining foundation garments and those spine-distorting high heel shoes? Isn't it just the men who set the standards, and then the women just slavishly obey them, and they can't help themselves? So I would encourage people who are upset at the racism and maybe even kind of weird sexism of these women to consider the fact that they're the victims here. They're the ones organizing the pantries and putting the videos on TikTok are the true victims here of the male patriarchy.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say, Scott, but you don't realize the money and the influence that Big Pantry has on our society. I mean, it's so pervasive. It's everywhere. And if I can just be serious for just half a second with this absurd topic, this woman is no, because it's important. This woman who wrote this report is a white woman, is it, Steve?
No, Dr. Drenton, I believe, is a Black American woman.
Okay, because what I hear when I hear something like this is I hear some highly educated person writing a paper about how this is racist because white women have neatly ordered pantries, ... and black women and other pantries of color are not. You see what I'm saying? This is another one of those examples of this built-in racism that actually exists among the left. When you see something like this, well, it's oppressive that white women are showing off their super clean kitchens. What are you saying? Are you saying that black people don't have super clean kitchens? Are you saying that only white women have super clean kitchens? What a repulsive and absurd thing to say. You know, this is the racism that's built into the left all the time, with this kind of white savior or savior complex. Somebody protect us from these all-powerful white people who have nothing but control over all of us and have clean kitchens. The inference there is pretty clear to me, right? I mean, what else are you gonna take away from that?
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, I will add one thing, that because I want to make sure if we're on the line here, because I wouldn't say we have a super organized pantry, but does it count if your pantry includes some kind of feminine pantry liners?
Oh, dear God. Steve's pantry is 80 proof or higher.
Oh, well. Okay, so I've got the bar cart here in the office. There's the wet bar in the living room, and
it's a remote control bar cart. He could summon it with Siri.
It follows
Siri,
him
bring
around
me a martini.
like Grogu in that floating half
exactly
shell.
right.
Bill, you joke, but that is the dream, my friend.
I have no doubt, buddy. I have no doubt whatsoever.
Hasn't happened yet, but a man can dream about his remote
We're
control
getting there.
bar cart. The thing is, it's going to be as difficult to do as the robot vacuum that can do the stairs, because the robot bar cart has to be able to get down the front little steps, the front little two steps to get to the patio when in the summer when we're having cocktails out there. And I don't know how that's going to happen, but
I would think about drones. I'd think about aerial vehicles. That's where I would spend my research bucks.
Once again, Bill and Scott have said everything I want to say about this. So if I'd have thought ahead to that, I would have taken some pictures of my ammo porn. See, I've got my ammunition arranged on the shelves, caliber, brand, and quality. Whether the quality being either the range stuff or the good stuff, and it just makes me so happy because at a glance I can go, look at all my ammo, and know exactly what it is and what I need.
Gun rooms are racist against bad guys and communists.
Well, guess what? I hate those guys.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, okay. Nazis and communists. And my CDs, back when I had a large CD collection, they had their own special racks, and they're arranged alpha chronologically by artist. So, all the Steely Dan CDs, they're all into ST, but that's a band name. If it's an artist, it's organized alphabetically by the last name, not the first name, and then chronological in the order that the band or the artist released those albums, because that's what makes me happy when I look at all the CDs. Yeah, Bill, go ahead.
Do you hang your socks?
Not in a long time. I got better.
On those little hangers that they come with, do you hang your socks when in between washes?
I never
I'm just curious.
Thought of that. No.
But it seems a little
But
well
I'm not
organized.
kidding. They are carefully rolled in these box things these fabric box things that fit into the
individual aluminum containers with screw caps on them. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Now you're getting me excited now.
Steve, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but you could. When you get to the D's in your CDs, when you get to the D's, you could have a little card in there that says Dan, Steely, C Steely Dan. And then that could refer you
to the fact that is a band name and not an artist name. I
yes.
got you. You make fun.
And
but
do you list the ventures under the T's or the V's?
Oh.
Ventures. You leave out articles. Come on, get real.
Okay.
Yeah. Silly.
So it'd be ventures, the.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. So all jokes aside, I really do like to keep most of my stuff that organized because, number one, I like to be able to find my stuff, and number two, I find it pleasing. And there's a racism or sexism or any of that silly ism stuff involved in this. It's just the way I like to do things. The only thing that's really changed, and I started getting super organized about this stuff when I was single in the 90s and probably just trying too hard to impress people, and I'm much more relaxed now, believe it or not. The only thing that's really changed and between then and now is that people have social media to share their little obsessions on, and otherwise completely useless people like Dr. Jenna Drenton have social media to make these stupid complaints about the way other people are organizing or not organizing our lives. You know what? I like the sharing. It's fun. But making fun of people, actually, is worse than making fun of people. Accusing people is two of the worst things that you can accuse them of in our postmodern world. For living their lives the way they want and sharing it with like-minded people, that's petty and awful. Cut it out. All right, that's your right angle on that. Brought to you by the members of BillWhittle.com. If you like this stuff, I want you to file it alphabetically. No, I want you to go to BillWhittle.com and become a member today. We'd love to have you on board. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.